Get a moot. Get thy packet out. Insert bad dad singing. The final countdown. It is the last packet.
Please come to the office. Will
No.
Kent, please come to the office.
Bigger than the last one?
Hey. Okay. We finish off section 4.4. Y'all, that was like 6 days ago. I don't remember. Was it odds that we did? Left side, odds. Okay. So, we'll run down the list here. Incorrect. Five. This one could have gone with negative or positive. It would just change your signs. Okay, so if you had positive 5x on the outside, then you would have had negative 5x cubed plus 1. I like my leading term to be positive if at all possible. Same thing here. And 4, so it's going to be 4v squared plus, nope, minus, bad Sullivan, minus 2v minus 5, n cubed. First few, checky. Okay, we all seemed like we were pretty solid with this. Again, I want to see those factor trees written out. I'm betting there's only a couple of us that got the mental mojo to just ram through these on our own. Okay, have a little bit of work shown. Dang. It's like Game Club appreciates your business. Everyone just, snack goblins. Okay. Anything through 11? Anything through 11, Grace? Did we do it?
I don't know.
Actually, I got what number is it? 9?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9.
9. How'd you get a negative?
I took a negative out of all of them. It just changes the signs. If you had a positive 4 out, you would just have negative 4v squared plus 2v plus 5.
Oh,
okay. Okay? Literally just change all the signs. Okay. Because the difference between multiplying or dividing by -1. Those go okay? Speak now or forever hold your pieces. I know how much they were in 2003. It was like $30. Yeah.
30 or 3?
30.
Oh, no. I mean, like, it's like, screw all that. I'm not buying 2 proms.
Yeah, I ain't going prom.
I'm going prom.
Literally just $25.
Well, then you have to buy or rent expensive clothes. You buy or rent expensive transportation. You probably buy and not rent expensive food. Like it's just an expensive endeavor. That's why you go and borrow the clothes. You go somewhere reasonable for dinner. You definitely don't do that like limo junk. That's mm-mm. It's I forget what Spearfish is. It's juniors or seniors, and they can invite sophomores for sure. Can they invite freshmen? Gross. Okay. Um. And plus 7. Gonna have 5x squared x cubed minus 2x squared and 8x 4 minus 10 squared y 8x. Check me before it wreck me. I was up late, up early. It depends on the school. Ours were laminated. No, you cannot just print whatever it is. Besides, you'd have to have someone who's on the prom committee so that you knew what the tickets look like.
Oh, no, I'll sell them for $8.
If you were really thinking, you would buy Pop-Tarts from me and then you'd go out to the Commons and sell them for $2. But, any of these? I had a kid who used to do that with our Friday donuts. 17? I used to do Friday dozen donuts because Safeway had $5 dozen donuts. I had a standing order there for 7 years. Every Friday.
And then you just sell them for like.
I'd sell them for $1.
What'd you stop?
Because they raised their prices.
It's like
It's not worth it for me to do it anymore. We didn't make money on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be like 60 something cents.
It was $5 for a dozen.
No, like,
So we would make 7 per box. I'd line the whole counter. So anyway, was there a question about 17? Yay, nay, it's up. Okay. So 15. Come on, you. Okay, that is some pixelated math right there. All right, you break up each one. This I would call 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 x's. This one, remember that the best way to do it is to break it up with a -1 and a 10 and then go. So I'd call it -1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 x's. And contestant number 3 is just a 2 and a 5, double x. If I'm looking for what they have in common, they all got a 5. How many x's? So if I take a 5 and 2 x's, or 5x squared out, it tells me what's left. Come on, Frank. X to the third is x to the third. Well, that's easy. -1 and 2 is a -2. Don't forget your x squared. And plain old 2, since I don't have a negative with it, is +2. Yep. Did we have a problem with 17? Okay. Oop. Frank? Trace, how do you break up 24?
Oh, 12 and 2.
Okay. Does 2 break up?
No.
12?
6 and 2.
6? So I write that as 2 by 2 by 2 by 3 and x and 5 y's. Okay. Round 2. Remember, whenever you see a negative, the very first thing you should do is break off the -1 and then go. That way we don't forget our signs. You already found it? Does anyone else want me to keep going? Okay. Cool beans. Backside. Should have had. I am sorry that they went through, they did P's next to Q's again. I still think that's just mean. This had a 5Q come out, leaving P squared plus 2. This had a 5AB come out, leaving 7AB minus 1. 2 dubs. 3W4 minus 5W squared plus uno. Hopefully on 21-23, we're catching that invisible 1 at the end. Remember, when you are dividing by this, that term doesn't just poof, doesn't just go away. What?
For 21, is it 3 times 2, 6?
Yeah.
Why do you have 7 there?
What?
For 21, look.
7 AB.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 6 AB, right?
5 times 7 is 35.
But they both have, okay, listen. Hear me out. I think I'm really smart, I swear. But they both have 5s, right? In 21.
Uh-huh.
You take the 5. I broke it down. Oh my god, I know I did it wrong. Okay.
Just wrote down the wrong number. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. It's gonna take a lot outside.
No.
Come on, son. Come on. Enjoy nature, man. Go hunt some trees. Go become a tree hugger.
And again, 25, if you did not take out a negative, then you would just have a positive 3p on the outside, negative p cubed plus 5p squared plus 2. Yes?
Never mind, you're right. That's it. Okay.
That's, dang, I'm good. I just grunt in the direction and we already figure out the problem. Oh, I always do. I have 6 months out of the year I got racing stripes. It's too bright outside for me. I can't handle sunlight. Like, no, we were outside most of the weekend. We demoed all the sides on our shed, replaced them, tore out fence. Like, we were busy. Okay. If that's the case, and we seem to be okay with this, then you owe me a daily check. So 4.4 was GCF, greatest common factor, factoring. I would like you to factor completely. Well, yeah, factor completely. Get him! Okay, I'll give you a couple minutes for that. Number one, you have the con.
Praise me.
Yeah, we tried spinning by my Xbox One.
You're gonna, I gotta test it out first. Yeah, I'm sure.
You're not getting a free trial.
I need a free trial.
I'll make it.
Boys,
Put a down payment on it.
Alright. You can buy one. I need a free trial.
Who needs more? Saw a couple of pencils scribbling. 2, 3, okay. Well, those couple are finishing up. Everyone have their 4B packet. Everyone have a multiplication chart. There are spares in the middle pocket of that folder back there. Unless you got the mental math moves, it would be a good idea to have a calculator on hand as well. Yeah, you might have been introduced to it. Algebra half, I don't know. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16. Okay. Still going. Okay. Right, because we did tests and then we did 4, 4, A and B. Some of them are now.
Just get. I'm gonna take them all my first. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go. So I'm gonna have to move all my final.
Yeah, this is day 3. So 3, 4, 5. Oh no. Okay, so you did 3, 4, 5, 4, 4, 3, 4, 4, A and B, 1, 2. Today's 3, 4. Uh-oh. 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Our next quiz would theoretically be next Wednesday, which is sophomore pre-ACT.
Do we have to take that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Wait, no, isn't it only 3rd and 4th block? I thought it's only 3rd and 4th block this year. Ha!
So we will still take it?
Yeah! But then I'll give you Friday off.
I thought it was optional.
No.
Wait, so we, alright. We gotta take it.
What's that John K.
36.
36. I'll score
36
40.
what?
You got 20.
I'm gonna get a 30.
I'm gonna score 40, bro.
All right,
Like,
y'all. We can address all that. Let's get this done. And then... All right, contestant 1, break it up.
6 times 6.
6 and 6, which are a pair of 2s and 3s, with 1, 2, 3 A's and a B. Contestant 2. Again, -1 and then the 54. Okay, now break that up. Given that we have a room full of teenagers, how about we break it up into a 6 and a 9? Calling that 2 by 3, and then 9 is 3 by 3. Double A, double B. Sup? Tell that to my first hour. Because the 3 stooges in the back won't let it go. What times what makes 18?
9 times 2.
6 and 3 or 9 and 2. Either way, right? You're going to end up with 2 and pair of 3s. Yeah. All right. A and triple B. Okay, what do they have in common? They both got a 2, or all 3 of them got 2.
And they got 2.
And double 3s. How about my variables?
1A and 1B.
Okay, A and a B, the A and the B. So a 2 times 3 is 6. Times 3 is 18 AB.
Negative 18.
No, I can. I'm going to show you two different answers.
I got some X's.
Okay. An 18AB comes out, and it tells me what's left to double A. So 2A squared. Negative 1 by 3, so negative 3AB. And almost everything is gone, just a B squared left, plus or minus. Yep. Okay, now I would take this, or if you took out a negative, you have to be careful. Because if I take a negative out of this, I take a negative out of all of them. So you could have also had a negative 18AB with a negative 2A squared plus 3AB minus B squared. Because since these did not have a negative 1 to take out, when you divide it by a negative 1, it's changing all the signs. Really, Sean?
He's going Tom with those pictures.
Kind of sus, dude. D tier, right? So I would take either one of those, and if we're checking, I want to see the GCF that came out, each term that was left inside, and then assuming that we did that process correct, I'm going to say 1 for not just the work shown, but if we goofed the work. Maybe somewhere back there you called, maybe you goofed on 36 and you called it 6 times 5. Maybe you called it, instead of 2 and 12, you called, or sorry, 3 and 12, maybe you called it 3 and 13. And then that domino affected into your answer. But you still did all of this right, just you had the wrong number in there because, oops. Okay? So it's still something out of 5, like always. Go ahead and mark it. And on your next quiz, which will be next week, you'll be able to turn this packet in. Okay. All right, now to address some of those things. A, you are done with that packet. You're going to turn that in next week. Our quiz will be on Wednesday because the pre-ACT is just in the afternoon. ACT is just an acronym that stands for assessment, something, testing, company, blah, blah. It's a test. ACT and SAT are college entrance exams. Too bad. Those trade schools also take those college entrance exams. No. No. All right. Y'all shut your noise holes. Come on. No. ACT is a college entrance exam. It is typically taken towards the end of your junior year and again in your senior year. The maximum score is 36. A minimum score to get into most four-year universities is 21. Most universities. Now, in the last few years, more and more schools are realizing that it is an inequitable approach to require that entrance exam. So more and more schools are offering the AccuPlacer on site instead. And it's just a computer test of basic skills. Okay. But there's a lot of schools that will require that as an entrance requirement. They will also place scholarships on it. Like if you want to get into, say, School of Mines, okay, if you get a score of, was it 25 or 26, it'll guarantee acceptance. They have scores in different categories. You're going to do English comp, English lit, math, calculation, math fact, or math application, science. There used to be, well, I think it's still there. There's a writing component, but more and more schools are phasing it out because they just can't find enough people to properly assess those writing tests. And I know that they're going to shuffle something up big in the next few years because everyone who's taken ACT this year has said that they're all taking an extra section and it's all randomized. That means that they are norming a new set of data for a new test. It's a big deal. I took ACT when I was in school.
What's your score?
I got a 35 twice because I got one wrong both times. The first time I got one wrong in the math because I forgot what summation was. The second time I got one wrong in the English, and I was furious because it cost me $25,000 in student loan debt. Otherwise, I would have had a free ride anywhere. So, in the last 5 years, ACT now does something called a super score, which would have given me a perfect score because it says, if you get this in one section this time, but this in another, and the next time you take the test, you get this and that, we'll take the two highest and we'll put them together. Because there's a lot of times where kids will have the highest flying students are going to have very good math scores after coming out of a class like pre-calc where we review every freaking thing in high school math and expand upon it. And then they go and do trig and calc and they'll like deep dive on a subject and forget how basic algebra works. So that's what ACT is. Pre-ACT is that same thing, but it's downgraded to sophomore level content instead of junior plus. And it gives you an idea of if you continue on your current academic track, this is what you will get on the regular ACT. It's a predictor.
So how many questions?
A lot.
So it takes like at least an hour? More?
Dude, it takes a whole afternoon.
Yeah,
Now the pre-ACT is a little bit shorter. The regular ACT is a scheduled block of about 4 hours, and it's broken up into different sections. It'll be like 30 minutes for this section, you get a 5-minute break. 45 minutes for this section, you get a 5-minute break. An hour for this section, you get a 10-minute break. It's a big deal, okay? Which is why we do, like math department does, ACT test prep and review for kids. Because a lot of kids, that test determines whether they get into the school they want, and it definitely determines whether they get certain scholarships. And college is freaking expensive. So, the pre-ACT is going to do 3 things. A, it tells you whether you're on track. If you come out with an 11, dude. No. Okay. To give you an idea, that 21 requirement to go into most four-year universities, it's a requirement because it correlates to having a 90% chance of passing your freshman classes, a 75% chance of getting a C or better in your freshman classes as a college freshman. So when someone says, I've got a 4.0 GPA, but they've got a 23 in their ACT, that means they're just good at playing the school game. They don't actually know content very well. Or like any test, it is very heavily biased on neurotypical, heterosexual, cisgender, middle class, white students. Like most test data, it is normed based on that. And if you are not every one of those boxes, it puts you at a deficit in the testing. For example, I know a kid who is very, very intelligent, can't handle time tests to save their life. Ended up getting a 24 when I know if I gave that to them an extended test period, they could probably get a 30. Okay? So I do not like tests like that. They're standardized tests, fill-in bubble tests. I really don't like them. But I also am going to help kids prepare for them because if you got to play the game, play it well. I may hate the game, right? Hate the game, not the player. I may hate the game, but I'm still going to help kids to do it well. So that pre-ACT that y'all are doing, it gives you a snapshot of if you're on track. It gets a lot of kids, it gets the jitters out. Like the first time you take it, you're freaked out because it's very big stakes. But if you take a pre-ACT, then most kids are like, oh, okay, I've done this before. It's not as big of a deal, okay? The third is it gives the district very good data. Your smarter balance test that you take as juniors, there's nothing attached to that kids have to do good on it other than the senior class might get out of Spartan time. So there's a lot of kids who just don't give a rip about it and they don't try very hard. ACT, that's tied to money and college. So kids try on it. So it gives us very, very good data about where kids stand in their academics. Okay? So that's what's going on next week. It's a pre-ACT. All the sophomores are taking that. I know we had junior, didn't we have other juniors in here? Just the one? Oh. You two will get to just hang out in whatever your third block class is and probably just chill. If it's a mixed class. If it's a mixed class. Like my pre-calc classes that day, they ain't doing diddly. My afternoon pre-calc, I'm gonna have 2 kids. The rest are all sophomores. So second semester pre-calc gets a lot of our high flyers. Yep.
Wait, so technically they take the highest scores on the ACT now?
Uh-huh.
So technically you can take it as many times as you want?
Yes. The problem is money. Was it $40? $40 now?
I thought it was 100.
Oh, it ain't 100.
I thought it was 60 or 80.
60 or 80. It's getting up there.
When's that
Okay.
dual credit meeting thing?
They'll announce it.
Hold
on.
So for like the math section of it, like are they gonna make it where like it fits like where you are at, or are they just gonna?
It is standard. It says this is a sophomore level test. This is what the typical sophomore should know. They're going to have some stuff above that, some stuff below that. Most of the test is going to be clumped at about you should have taken Algebra 1 and geometry. That's where most of it's going to sit. Okay? So, we will still have our quiz on Wednesday. I did not realize, well, okay, you can choose. I was going to say we can take our quiz on Wednesday and I'll give you Friday as a FUBAR day. But if y'all just want a little bit of a mental checkout before going to do that test, I was planning on FUBAR day Wednesday. You got time to think about it. We'll just go simple Democratic majority. Y'all choose. Next Wednesday, the same day that we're supposed to have our test in here. And I don't want you to be burned out on tests. So if y'all want to have a FUBAR day that day, I'm cool with it. But that would also mean that you would have a lesson on Monday, your test on Friday. But we always do our review before it anyway. Okay? So again, I just want to let you know all this stuff. Additionally, counting today, 16 classes. Yeah, 16 classes until finals.
16, that's it.
16 maroon days. It is not a lot. Okay,
Sophomore year.
so we're all hopefully caught up. We're up to speed. We told you stuff. We answered questions. We ready to roll? 4-5. All right. So last week and the week before, because of our snow and stuff, I get sunburned 5 days after I move 1.5 feet of snow. Right? We had done something like, if I have x plus 4 times x plus 2, we'd multiplied that stuff, right? Y'all did pretty good with it. We take x times x is x squared. We'd take x times 2 is 2x. We'd take 4 by x is 4x. And 4 by 2 is 8. X squared and 8 are givens. But this funky monkey in the middle is what today is all about. This was distribution. Remember, we did distribution, and then the last section we did factoring, where you'd reverse distribute. You'd take stuff out. I'm going to tell you that today is all about the only way that you can make an x squared is x times x. But those other two numbers, x plus something and x plus something, those other two numbers have to meet two conditions. Number one, I know that it needs to make an 8 when I multiply them. So something times something is going to make 8. But I also know that whatever those things are going to have to add up to a 6 in the middle. And this is where I want you to have your multiplication chart, a calculator, or you got to be very good with your mental math. So tell me, what is one way to make 8? What times what? Okay, 4 and 2. What else?
That's literally a question.
No, just two numbers. 8 and 1, right? The duh. Well, this makes 8. This makes 8. Great. Which one of them add up to 6? So since 4 and 2 is the magic combination that's going to multiply to 8, but it's going to add to 6. It's going to multiply to this, but add to this. That's my magic combination to factor. Instead of starting at this and ending here, I'm going to start here and end there. I'm going to do them in reverse, just like we did last time. Last time I reverse distributed. This time I'm also going to reverse distribute, but it's a little more complicated because there's two separate things in parentheses here. You got two different little butt cheeks that you're working with, so you have to do a little more math off to the side. Okay? It all comes down to, I want you to put over here, Frank. Yeah. Every one of these things, what's this called again? Well, yeah. If it has a degree of 2. Remember the first section of 4.1, we named these things. Okay, if it has a 2 in the exponent, its greatest degree is 2. What's the special name for degree 2? That's 2 terms. Quadratic. This has 3 terms, so it's called a... That's degree. You're confusing degree and terms again. Okay, it's a quadratic, because degree, trinomial, because of terms. If I have this, it's going to factor into x plus thing, x plus thing. And these two numbers have to meet a very special set of criteria. They've got to multiply together to make C. They have to add together to make B. That's it. That's what we're doing today. Is we're going to list out all of our factors of C. This is why I want you to have the multiplication chart. Because if I ask you right now, how many different ways could you break up 48? Well, 1 in 48. 4 by 12. 8 times 6. More. 48.
Uh,
24 and 2. 16 and 3. Okay, and then the 12 and 4 could become a 4 and 12. The 3 and 16 could become a 16 and 3, and so on and so on. But there's 5 ways, and then they're flips. They're in, or swap the order. Did you know all of them off the top of your head, or did you have to think a little bit? Did you have to look at a multiplication chart? What if I said, how many ways can you break up 72? Okay, 3 times what? You're right, 3 goes in there. So I heard 9 and 8. No, 72, not 27. 36 by 2. A 9 and 8. What else? There's a bunch. Look through that chart. 18 by 4, 12 and 6. 18 by 4, we got that one. Got 8 and 9. 12 and 6.
You got 18 and 4, right?
We got 18 and 4. One that's not on your chart. 3 and 24. And then 1 and 72. So it's hard to do that if you don't have something to look at. If you got to think of everything. And we're going to have to list them out. So I hope you got that multiplication chart on hand. If you don't, I got spares in the bin back by the door. And here we go. So if I'm factoring this, I'm looking for what times what makes 20 but adds up to 9. It's got to multiply to make the last term. It's got to add to make the middle term. So I list all pairs of factors of 20. So how many ways can I make 20? What times what? 5 and 4. The next page. 10 and 2. Don't forget the duh. 20 and 1, right? Now, here's the way that I do them. Y'all seem to like putting the bigger number first. But if I just start at 1, and 20. Then I go to 2, 10, then just check 3. Can I do 3 times something to make 20? Or I could have a calculator and say 20 divided by 3. Or look at the 3 line on my chart. No, I look at the 4 line on my chart. Yeah. And then when I look at the 5 line, doesn't it say 4? So because I'm repeating myself as my numbers get bigger, as soon as I start to repeat myself, I know I'm just going to go back up the list. I don't need to do 6, 7, 8, and 9 because I know the next number will be 10. I don't need to do 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I know the next number will be 20. So if I go in order like that, as soon as I repeat myself, I know I'm done. Okay, that's all factors. They all multiply together to make this sums. What's 5 plus 4? 10 plus 2 and 20 plus 1. 20 plus 1. Okay? So, write the pair of factors with a sum of 20, or sorry, a sum of 9. The magic numbers were these guys. X plus 5, X plus 4. And then the rest is actually, we're actually done. Like, that's the answer. X plus 5 times X plus 4. We found the magic combination. But we're going to check it to be sure. If I put a 5 and a 4 here, then I'm going to disturb it. What's X times X? X squared. What's X times 4? What's 5 times X? 5 times 4. X squared plus 4x plus 5x plus 20. Which of those critters go together? The 4x and the 5x. Same variable, same exponent. So if I smash those together, 4x's and 5x's makes 9x's. I got right back to where I started. That's how I check. So we've already done, I can multiply them to make the whole thing. Now I'm going to start with the whole thing and we're going to break it up to make my 2 binomials. Okay. Again, now it's going to get a little funkier because they're going to change my sign on me. Y'all know that negatives mess with everything. Okay, I am looking for all factors of -6 and then find their sums. I'm looking for what times what makes -6, but they add together to make, oh, what's my middle term? 1, right? That invisible 1. So, what times what makes -6? Okay, start with the obvious, right? A -1 and 6, could I use those numbers a different way?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that'd be the same thing. What about +1 with -6? Okay, what else? Okay, but 2 times 3 doesn't make -6, so I need to make one of them negative. So if -2, +3 is an option, +2, -3 is an option. Okay? So these are the ways that I can make -6 by multiplication. I'm going to go find their sums. So -1 plus 6. 5. 1 plus a -6. -5. -2 plus 3. You owe me $2. You give me 3. I now have $1. And 2 by -3. -1. So what was I trying to get in the middle again? And it matters, doesn't it? Because one of them is -1, the other sum is +1. So the combination that works is this guy. So that tells me that -2 and +3 are my two magic numbers. Now, I don't want to say plus a -2, so I'll really say x minus 2, x plus 3. Right? Like I can say plus a -2, but that's a little overkill. And then down below that, we check. Frank? Frank? So we found a sum of 1. We said it was a -2 with a +3. So if I got x minus 2 and x plus 3, we start distributing. What is x times x? X squared. Really? They want us to write it again? I hate when they do that. What is x times 3? Just 3x plus 3x. What is -2 times x? -2x, and boy, Frank is being slow today. It's not my fault, it's lag. -2 by 3 is -6. Which of those critters go together? So what is 3 minus 2? So 3x's minus 2x's is 1x's. Ta-da! I got all the way back to the beginning. This is how I check my answer. Notice, we were done back here when we got our binomials. This is just a check, which means there's no reason for anyone to be wrong on these come test day. Well, yeah, because you can check it. Then you fix it, you goof. All right. Flip it over. We're going to practice some. Start with just these two. You're going to start by listing out all your factors of C, the constant at the end. And they even give you the blanks, so you know how many there are. List them out. If you got questions, ask. Bounce ideas off your buddy. Check with your neighbor. I heard that from back there. Crunch. Bruh.
It's almost over.
Bruh.
I'm pooping on this kid.
Bruh. What would happen if I just like poured my water on your paper right now?
You got extras for a reason, right?
What if I slipped and it went on your phone?
Screen protector.
Dude.
We got 37 seconds. Really?
Don't suck. Don't suck. Don't suck.
Me suck.
Don't suck. Dude, why'd you do that? You sucked. Bud, dude, no, not like that.
Oh my god.
God, you're doing it all wrong, man. No, get schooled. Okay. Why are you... Dude, you're just not good at this game. I thought you were supposed to be better than this, Sean.
I know, I'm trying.
See, no, see, 10, 9, see,
Oh.
you're already at like 7 seconds. Dude, you got wrecked.
What a save. You gotta what a save him. Oh, no, you gotta what a save him. See, forfeit. By forfeit, yes, sir.
Get it. Come on.
Wave.
Sean, put it away.
Did I do this right?
Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Write this on. Oh, no, no. Okay, close. If you can do 3 and 2, you can do -2 and -3.
Okay.
Switching the order doesn't change anything.
It's the same apply, okay.
There you go.
And then but is that correct, this part?
Yes.
Okay.
Not kidding.
List out your factors. Supposed to be doing math over here playing with your digital ball. Kids these days.
I gotta run this.
Close.
What other factors of 6 are there?
Flipping the order doesn't change it. Flipping the signs does. 2 and 5, -2 and -5.
Okay.
Because look at what you're supposed to add up to. -7.
Well, it make no sense.
Yeah, this makes perfect sense. I'm really confused. This Sean is
Well, if you ain't paying attention when we're doing stuff, it's going to be kind of difficult. Put your phone away.
you teach him.
Oh, like.
Yeah, you right. 6 times 1 and 3 times 2 do make 6. Good job. What
Yeah, but there's
else?
like no other ones.
This is a positive, right?
Yeah.
A positive times a positive makes a positive. What else?
2 negatives? Or, yeah. Bruh.
Okay, now do your sums. What's 6 plus 1?
7.
3 plus 2?
5. 7.
No.
What?
You owe me $6. I'm dumb enough to let you borrow another one.
Negative.
-7.
-5.
There you go. And that's important because you're supposed to be getting to a +5 in the middle. Same thing here. You're going to list out all your factors of 10. You need to get to a -7 in the middle. How we doing?
Gotta please.
Okay.
So how do I do this check?
Okay. So you did all your factors of 6.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be adding up to 5 in the middle. So who's the magic combination? 3 plus 2 is 5.
Oh, that's right. We're not multiplied. Yeah.
Okay. So use the pair of factors with a sum of 5.
So I just put
So since this was your magic combination,
3 and 2 right here.
uh-huh, and now the check will be distribute. There's x squared. There's 3x. There. There's, what is that? Is that a 2? I think that's a 2.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 2, my bad.
Okay, and then 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 2 is 6.
And then, so we have to have all this for the check?
Because what is 2x's plus 3x's?
6x?
Plus.
Oh, 5x squared.
And
It's the same thing. Okay.
okay.
So if we don't do this check, you'll dock us some points.
Yeah.
No.
Now later on, I'm not going to worry about it. You're just going to have, since you can check it, it's up to you if you're going to do it. But right now, oh yeah, I'm going to make you do it. So you're right about 10 and 1, 2 and 5. If 2 and 5 works, negative 2 and negative 5 works. Wait. So why'd you say 2 and 5 again?
That's negative 5. 2 and negative 5.
But that ain't positive 10.
Confused.
Positive 2 times negative 5 does not make positive 10.
So, so what would it be?
Negative 2 times positive 5 makes a negative 10. I want positive 10.
So what would I put then?
Well, see how here you flipped the signs to get this?
Yeah.
Flip these signs.
Oh.
Negative 10, negative 1.
I was
Okay,
confused there.
so then do 2 plus 5. Negative 2 plus negative 5.
Negative.
You owe me $2. I'm dumb enough to let you borrow 5 more.
Yeah. So negative 7. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
You owe me $10. I'm dumb enough to let you borrow another 1.
So the subtracting would be if this one was positive, and then this one would be negative?
Hey Trace, give me my pen.
Yeah, I mean, adding a negative and subtracting are the same thing.
I've been confused on that since like 8th grade year.
Then grab a calculator and do this plus this, this plus that, this plus that. Okay? What's a negative 10 plus a negative 1?
Would that be the subtract, or would that be the add?
Yes.
Yes.
It's both. Either negative 10 minus 1 or negative 10 plus another negative 1. Yes. Either way, it's just different ways to think about it.
Yeah. It's just like it just confuses me.
So, you're trying to make this in the middle.
Yes.
You want a negative 7 in the middle, so this was your guy. And then you disturb it, and you should end up right back at the same problem. And then this guy goes here. Okay. What we should have, if we list out all the factors of 6, be careful. Yeah, 1 and 6 and 2 and 3, great. Flipping 2 and 3, flipping 1 and 6 doesn't do you any good because multiplication is commutative. The order doesn't matter. So I'm not saying anything different. It's like saying your name but saying last comma first. It's still your name. But if I go to negative 1 times a negative 6, now that's a different critter. A negative 2 and a negative 3 also make 6. Sum of the factors, I want the sums to add up to 5. So I say 6 plus 1 is 7. 2 plus 3 is 5. Negative 1 plus negative 6. Negative 7, negative 5. And since the magic combination is anything that adds up to 5, I want it to add up to 5. That's my answer. X plus 2 and x plus 3. Okay. Now, someone's going to ask, what if I said plus 3 then plus 2? Right? If I say x plus 2 times x plus 3, isn't this the same thing? The order I do it in isn't going to change my answer because I'm multiplying them. Over here, be careful. I can say 2 by 5. I can say 1 by 10. Don't swap them to 5, 2, and 10, 1. That doesn't do anything. But if I go to negative 2, negative 5, and negative 1, negative 10, that'll get me there. If I add these, I get 7. If I add these, I get 11. If I add these, I get negative 11. If I add these, I get negative 7. I want to add up to a negative 7 in the middle. So my perfect combination is these guys. I want x minus 2 and x minus 5. Okay, so we're going to list out our factors, list out their sums. Which one is the perfect fit? It's kind of like saying, you know, I want to take my significant other out for a date, but I only got $30. Okay? You have to meet both conditions. It has to multiply to this, it has to add to this. That's the perfect combination. Okay, more. Whew, that's a big one. So it's all the factors of 16. I want what times what makes 16. But then I'm going to want those same numbers to add together to make a negative 8. You see why we put so much effort in splitting up terms and knowing what terms are? If you goof your signs, this whole thing's just wonky. So I want all the factors of 16. What times what makes 16? 4 and 4. Oh, here. Which is it? That makes 18, dude.
Oh, yeah, it's 8.
There we go. 2 and 8. Don't forget the duh. 1 and 16. Now, those all make positive 16. What's another way to make positive 16? Double negatives. Negative 1, negative 16. Negative 2, negative 8. Negative 4, negative 4. Then we add them up. 1 plus 16 is 17. 2 plus 8 is 10. 4 plus 4 is 8. Oh, see where that sign is important? I might have gotten this wrong if I didn't catch that negative. Is a negative 17, is a negative 10, is a negative 8. You got to find the combination that gets you the perfect middle term. Everything I listed are the combinations of my constant term. I got to find the ones that'll add together when I distribute. So, the perfect pair, besides chocolate and peanut butter, is negative 4 and negative 4. So, -4 times -4 makes 16, but -4 plus -4 also makes -8. Colors. There we go. So the two things that I'll write are x minus 4 and x minus 4. Now I disturb it. X times x. How much? X squared. They already wrote it for me. Thank you. Keep going. X times -4. -4x. And then the next one will be the same thing, because -4 times x is also -4x. And finally, boop, boop. -4 makes a positive 16. Combine your like terms in the middle, and you have completed the mission. -4x and -4x is -8x, and I still got that 16 at the end. I met both special conditions. This thing, factoring quadratics, now they get a lot hairier than this. Right now, you notice that the title of the lesson was called x squared plus bx plus c. Sometimes you can have a number in front, and that number in front throws a whole crescent wrench into the middle of the gears. It adds like another 3 steps. Okay, we're not going to do that. I'm going to show you this special methods with this, and then I'll just give you the nuclear launch codes. We're going to do good old quadratic formula. So there's a lot here. Oof. You know, the first thing that I would do with that much stuff on here, I would not cry. I would break up my paper. We've talked in here how many times about visual transference. Remember, your eyeballs are going to float over those numbers on their way to do something, and you might accidentally pick up the wrong number. You know, typey, 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 the primary causes of the American Civil War. Dude, where are we going for lunch? Right? Things just find a way into your working memory like that. So break it up and then go. There's a lot of them there. We got a lot of time. Go! List out your factors. Remember, saying 3 and 5, then 5 and 3 aren't two different options. Messing with your negatives, those are different options. Check with your neighbor, phone a friend, something. Just don't be playing Rocket League or whatever crap that was.
Does that work?
Is there a question or are you processing?
I don't even know. Because it's already a negative, so it's like you just once you I don't even know.
Isn't this negative times positive?
Yeah.
What else could I do?
Positive times negative. Oh, okay. I didn't know you just wanted me to switch it up like that.
Well, because those are different numbers, right?
Yeah.
It's like if we said, strawberry and dark chocolate versus, I don't know, cherry and milk chocolate. Like, they're different. Similar, but different.
That makes sense.
There you go.
Yeah. This work is just all wood. The right idea.
Changed your negatives. Okay, now add them together. What's this plus this?
Oh, is this a point? No.
Because they say sum.
Oh, 8. Negative 8.
Mm.
No.
You owe me $3. You gave me 5. You owe me $5. You gave me 3. There you go.
14. Negative 14.
And you just dealt with all the factors of 15. You're trying to get to 2 in the middle.
So it'd be negative 3.
It's got to be this one, because that gets me a positive 2 in the middle. There you go. Grace, come on, man. Come on, man. There's some serious number crunching here. Remember, my job is to teach you algebra, not arithmetic. I want you to have your multiplication chart. I want you to have your calculator. Use your resources so you can do the math. Well, okay. So we did all the factors of this guy that add up to this guy. So which of these has a sum of positive 2?
Like which of these?
Which of these pairs has a sum of 2?
This one?
So I break this up into x minus 3 and x plus 5. My check for it is I'll just distribute this. Sorry about that. That's a breakfast burrito back there. X times x is...
Oh, you're asking me?
Yes.
What was the question?
X times x.
Oh, x squared.
What's x times 5?
5x.
There you go. Negative 3 by x.
3x.
Careful.
Negative 3x.
And negative 3 by positive 5.
Negative 15.
Do any of these critters go together?
5 and 3.
Uh-huh. Which is what?
15. Negative 15.
Oh, this is 5 minus 3.
Oh, 2.
You got back to where you started. That means you found it right. That means this is your answer.
Right.
Like, this is your answer. This is the check that proves it's right. Just like when we solved the equations and we'd plug a number back in. Go again. It's factors of this. And you're looking for which ones will add up to 2.
Right.
Yes.
So that's right. I know that's right, but like I've tried doing like because that's a negative. Oh, right. And both ways it just gets 2.
What's 3 times 1?
3.
What's negative 3 times 1?
Negative 3. But it's.
I don't want a negative 3.
But.
I want a positive 3.
But aren't we looking for this?
Yes, it's what times what makes a positive 3, but they add together to make negative 4.
I know. But,
You missed your negative here.
well, okay.
3 plus 1. Negative 3 plus negative 1.
Okay, that makes sense.
Hey, the signs are a huge deal on these. Like, just missing a negative will tank the whole problem. Isn't it?
I'm struggling with 8.
Okay. Factors of check, check. Check, 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 check. Cool. So you want the pair. Negative 3 plus 9 is not 3. We just had a brain fart. Yep.
Okay.
This is 6 and negative 6.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. But that's why I want you asking. Y'all, most of the times that y'all get me for brownie points, it's basic arithmetic that I'm goofing up. Okay, there's a lot of little arithmetic problems in these, by the way. Remember that y'all got me. There's a lot of little arithmetic problems in these. Okay. Now, it is about to go ding. We will pick up going through these 6 on Thursday. If there's anyone who missed that last test, remember, there are a few of you who either missed it or didn't finish it. Today is Maroon Day, Spartan time, good time to get business done.
Can I take it?
No!
Yeah, let me take a
No.
steak.
So can I take it tomorrow?
Can I take my test home? You get the dinosaur for that. Bad Sean.
Nah, can I take it tomorrow in Mr. Yo's class?
Maybe. Why don't you just come down during Spartan time?
Guys, I got other things to do during Spartan time, bro.
Like what? Dink around on your phone?
Biology, other things that I work on.
Okay.
Then why would you walk all the way out to walk all the way back to your house? Isn't it more convenient?
Tomorrow.